This is what Dark Souls 3 could look like if it was made on the Unreal Engine 5. An enthusiast, under the nickname John Orxor, has ported From Software's creation to the Epic Games base, showing three familiar locations: the Ashes Gravel, the Guardian's Judgment Arena, and the Temple of Fire. He probably used the combination of Lumen, the new global light system, in his work. Such a Dark Souls 3 remaster would definitely be amazing, but From Software doesn't undo it yet. Hi, this is ViGames. Support the channel by liking and subscribing. A team of GTA San Andreas fans is working on a large-scale project Stars and Strips. Its goal is to recreate the entire territory of the United States in the game world. Work started at the end of 2022. Now the authors have planned the whole game world in finished part in the map. The image shows that the state of readiness of the location. It is clearly visible that almost everything needs to be finished at that point. Green fragments are talking about the other Rockstar games. This is the words of GTA San Andreas, GTA Vice City, and GTA Thirds. Traveling around the virtual United States, you will get to look at all three cities and full explore them. It is still unclear when the production will be complete. In addition to creating a giant map and planning to add new weapons, vehicles, missions, and other content. In the game Star Wars Jedi Survivor, one of the names of the protagonists will be droids, which were in the elements of the Confederacy independent system in the Star Wars trilogy of prequels. This was reported by EAGN, which have distortion of the new enemies B1, the Workness droid, which are the treatly only a large groups. Distribution by Funny Creators, family the fan of the movies. B2, much more dangerous opponents who are made the blaster and generally chase. BX, very angry and named droid that they usually armed with vibro swords and can different Jedi striking and perform combo attacks. Droida, able to move quickly across the battlefield and defend themselves with angry shells armed with rapid fire blasters. EG-100, Magnetization, very strong melee fighters who used to be the professional by-jam and generation Gravis Stormprone with a shield, are wild Scots who wears a shield for protection. DT Series Sentry Droid, large combat robot that used a variety of melee and recharge weapons. KX Series Grand Droid, they were animation and their first part and will named that show buttons in the second. Recall Star Wars Jedi Survival will be released in April 28 on PC, PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series. At the end of last year, Slovakian in-game studio announced the game Crime Boss Rocket Seat, which moreover will support with a playad of movie stars of the 19th. Kim Basinger, Damon Poiter, Danny Ruggiero, Danny Glover, Michael Rooker, Vanilla Ice, and Chuck Norris started alongside Madsen. That said, Chuck Norris is so cool that he plays a sheriff named Norris. The gameplay is a lot like Payday 2nd. It's a first-person shooter that can be played alone or in co-op. The announcement was very positive received by the audience, although even that there were fears that the entire budget was to the actors. The author has released a second trailer and it is clear from that the gameplay is really not very advanced. In the comments, people write that the game looks extremely cheap. Count on some serious changes. They also are preparing the release on March 28, so the increase in quality is clearly not included in their plans. Activision was changed its plan for the development of Call of Duty and in 2023 will release a full-fledged new part of the series. It was told by the insider Tom Henderson of the portal Insider Games. According to Henderson, intuitively Activision was really going to issue only a major DLC, but in the end decided to create a full game with a story mode, multiplayer and a large-scale adventurous campaign. Sledgehammer Game Studio is responsible for the development assets by the author. Enthusiast Studios responds for the development of the series. According to the insider, the new title will be a direct sequel to Modern Warfare 2, but whether it will be called Modern Warfare 3 is not specified. According to Henderson, the release of the next Call of Duty will be November 10. Before that, the shooter will have 2 beta testing and early access to the champions. The next game is From Treasure will be released in 2024. Its original release was shielded from 2023. The creator of The Day Before continued to either deal with the copyright problem or pretended that the problem exists. They reported yet another unplacement, including that the time many videos has been removed from their YouTube channel, including a recent 10 minutes gameplay video, which still doesn't convey the adventure of its reality. The video itself can be seen as the redolence on their channel, but the official YouTube gives a messenger that the video is unviable due to a trademark infringement complaint. Fantastic respondents say that owner of the Day Before trademark who recently joined management to resist in faster than the developers insist that contract him. Fantastic indeed there appear by saying that they will continue to be fair their position. Many people think that the management communicated that situation in order to gain some time, because it's possible to realize the day before, even before the end of the years. In the game, a very poor state. Demonstration of the real state of affairs is the loss of investors, which the fantastic management in nowhere wants to allow. Double Fine released a documentary series about itself, Psycho Odyssey. It took 7 years to shoot. It tells about the whole process of working on the platform puzzle named Psychonauts 2. Specified the development reliefs that was created under conditions of over-abilities decision scenes, but also under conditional of law malware, as well as seriously technical and financial problems. The documentary is available for free on YouTube. There are 32 episodes of the story of all 7 years of the game's creation available on the studio channel. They will take more than 10 hours to watch. Now Double Fine troubles are over. The studio has joined Microsoft and Psychonauts 2 has become its most successful creation. The hacker Empress, as you may remember, promised to write Hogwarts Legacy of the Denuvo anti-previously protection 10 days after release. It's not going to work. She ran into problems. According to her, the new version of the Denuvo creation a lot of hindrances for hackers, ignoring even that hardware illumination. The girl stated that the makes her very angry, so she started work on new technology to help bypass the protection. Empress promised to destroy the Denuvo. Frictional Game Studio has released a fresh trailer for Amnesia: The Bunker. Introduce players to the traps. That video showed the mechanic of destroying the stretch mark when we'll meet on the way of the character. The action here results in set in the establishment bunker from World War I. The location is not only full of traps, but also other dangers including monsters. In addition, the levels in the games are built and the principle of procedural generation. chaining with each new passage. Amnesia the Bunker will release on May 16, 2023 on consoles and PC. The Behemoth Studio has released a gameplay video for Alien Hominid Invasion, showing the current state of the game. It users will have to fight Engine L4 aliens. The project is made in the run and gun type games of series Contra and supports cooperative games online or location. Has 3 levels in Defendably and a system of modifiers. It was worth considering that Alien Hominid Invasion is a remaining of the original Alien Hominid released on PC 2nd, GameCube and Xbox of November 2004. A port to some PlayStation and Game Boy Advanced following, and an improved version of Xbox and iOS was also released. The release of the developer's next major game, Castle Crashers, is scheduled for 2023. It's become known that Ubisoft has left Jen Gendron and creative director of Assassin's Creed Original and Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. He has been working for the company of 17 years. Reason for the departure unknown. Kotaku interred reports of January spent in the last years working on announcements, game considerables, releasable with watch graphics. That project shall succeed. Behavior that project is very promising. In fact, we are talking about the answer in Minecraft. What will happen to Renaissance? It's not cute either. Kotaku noticed that the departure of General Gardens occurred just at the time where Ubisoft constated its ability to attract in return talents. Development failure. Ubisoft has canceled 3 announcement games. One of them was removed to be Watch Dogs Battle Royale, effectively confirms the closure of the franchise. Kazunori Kodoi took head of Resident Evil 4 remake developments, told Game Informer about refuge of QTE and the inspiration for new parry system. In original Resident Evil 4 there were a lot of QTE signs, where you need to press the button that appear on the screen, but the remake's development decided to distraction reduce their number at an early stage and violently abandoned them altogether. We conclude that modern game would like an abundance and QTS segments, so we start thinking about what we could replace them with. Kodoi recalls. The solution to the problems came from the most considerable accumulation of QTS in the games. We're talking about a knife fight with mercenary Jack Crowther. In the original game, it's a splash screen with a series of QTS and in instance game over if you miss a list on right button. Think about recuse. The combat in the remake lead the team to the mechanic of parrying and knife attack. The finding created a fur amongst the developers. Resident Evil 4 will be released on March 24th and PC, PlayStation 4, 5 and Xbox Series. Thanks for watching.